What's up, everybody? All right, so the other day my daughter comes home and she drives a 2009 GMC Sierra 4x4. She's telling me her truck is making all kinds of crazy noises. She's scared of driving it and wants me to go take it for a ride. I'm like, all right, God only knows what it could be. So I go and take her for a ride, and it sounds like something is just slapping, just every time you accelerate. So you let off, nothing. You accelerate. So I'm thinking U-joints, it could be lots of different things. I jack up the back end, I check the U-joints, everything is nice. I put in a drive, out of drive, everything is great. At this moment, my mind is boggled. I have rotated the wheels to see if it was the rear end. I've done all kinds of stuff, couldn't figure it out. You know, maybe I should check the transfer case fluid, considering it has chains and it sounds like something is just slapping, like metal on case. So metal on metal. So I get up underneath the truck and the plug is completely gone. It is round. It is just nothing left. It's aluminum. Anybody that knows that aluminum is very soft, the more you try, the more material is going to come off, the more you're not going to get it out. Some of the plugs, the fill and the drain plugs, some of them are aluminum, some of them are steel. The fill plug was aluminum, the drain plug is steel. I have another transfer case sitting here and both plugs are steel. So the steel ones obviously are a little bit better, but the steel ones with the aluminum casing also get very corroded and nasty. I have to now get that plug out. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get this plug out, but I think I'm going to use a combination of heat and time, patience.
Right there's the culprit. Mr. Plug Be Rounded Off. Now, I get the torch out. I just have a regular MAP gas torch. I don't have a fancy professional torch, or else maybe it would go faster. It probably definitely would go faster, but using my little torch, I just let it go, and I'm just trying to get it as hot as I possibly can. The video was in fast forward, but I was probably on it originally for about 3 minutes, so I figured, why not? I'll give it a try with these needle nose vice grips. And I just could not get a bite to save my life. It felt like maybe something, but then I was just losing more material. You can actually see if you look hard enough that there's pieces of aluminum just coming right off. It's just sliding right across it. So, time for the vice grips, the regular ones. And honestly, I wasn't having any good luck with those at all. They just were doing the exact same thing, just sliding off, and I was losing more material. So, time to heat it up, and I figured if I leave the vice grips on there, I can heat it up and just try to wiggle it back and forth while I go, and maybe that would get it out. Well, that right there was probably another 2 minutes of heating, and it did nothing. I eventually grabbed my channel locks. They're good at gripping things, pipes, all kinds of things. And right here, I was getting a better bite on it, but it was still just doing the old slide. Now I figure the only thing I can do is put more heat to it. So I'm gonna bake it, and I'm gonna just let it sit on there for a while, and I want this baby to get hot, hot. I feel like it's getting right to that point where I need it, and again, this was fast forward. That was probably another 5 minutes of torching. I get my channel locks, I get a nice strong grip on it, and boom, there she is. She finally moved. Thank goodness it moved. Now I'm going to get this plug out so I can check the fluid. And so just so you know, just because it looks like it is hand tight, don't just reach up there and grab it. Remember, you just torched it for a long time. That's why I grabbed the needle nose vice grips, helped me get that thing out. Now I'll start filling it up. Anybody who has never filled a transfer case before, or a front or rear differential, you need a transfer pump. So basically one hose or a pump actually goes into the bottle, and the other hose goes into what you're filling up. So I'm now pumping fluid into it. When fluid starts coming out, that's how you know it's good. And I usually give it like an extra 1 or 2 pumps just to make sure that it's not just the hose that's not all the way in, or it's seeping past, and I call it good. When you're done filling, go ahead and put your plug in, and I always put it in with my hand and screw it in as much as I can, so that way I know I'm not cross-threading it. Then you want to clean up your mess. Then you can use a wrench. I would use box end if you use a wrench, but I use an 18mm socket with a ratchet, 3/8 drive, and I just snug it up. I mean, there's no killing it. No need to kill it.
Alright, so I got the plug out. That took time. It took time and patience. But, so from what I figured out is you need a lot of heat. You need to heat it up for maybe a good 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then, so I was having a hard time with vice grips. I ended up grabbing channel locks, and I was able to get a better bite on that and just give it everything I had. And honest to God, I've never felt a plug in that tight. I have no idea why it was in that tight. Guys, you don't need to kill it. There's no pressure there. Just you put it in enough where it won't leak, but enough where it's serviceable, because if you're the next one that has to get that out, you might not. So just put it in, just, obviously not with your hand, use the socket, make it snug. You don't have to kill it. You got the guns, you don't have to He-Man it, but just put it in so you can get it out, so someone else can get it out. You're supposed to be changing your transfer case fluid, and just make sure that it is serviceable, and honestly do that with every plug. Nothing really needs to be in that tight. Like even your oil plug, you don't need to kill it. You don't need to, I have seen some guys and they have gotten breaker bars and they're tightening it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're not getting that out. Sometimes they don't. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope it helps somebody out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments for me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care.